Kitchens should be legally required to feed their employees for free. I've worked in some kitchens that are really good about this and actually follow through, but the one I'm at right now is absolutely scummy about this. I got sent home early the other day because we were slow and one of the servers tracked me down on the way out the door to make me pay for a meal I ate several hours prior because I technically did not work a certain required number of hours in a given day to be allowed to eat. This is absolute bullshit on multiple levels. Furthermore, if you are a line cook and your employer refuses to allow you a shift meal, I would encourage you to make yourself food without their knowledge and eat it on your own terms. You deserve moral permission to take food from your employer if they will not provide it to you. I have known plenty of people in restaurants over the years who do this, and I applaud anyone who does the same. They waste so much food in kitchens. I think it's fair and standard practice to get food. Seeing a whole lot of, if restaurants did this, every business would have to do it, and it costs the business money so they can't pay workers better. Here's why y'all are wrong. Restaurants throw away so much food every day. Their net wouldn't change at all if they gave meals to their employees. Asked you to pay for your free meal after the fact because they sent you home? What the fuck goes through someone's mind to think this is acceptable in any way? When I worked in restaurants, I'd pay for my own food even if I prepared it. Whenever a cook got something wrong, we'd get to eat that. Sometimes I would ask the cooks, "Hey, did you screw up a cheese tortellini?" Wink. Many Asian restaurants provide either a pre- or post-shift meal to their employees. Not all, but many do. A few years ago I was working at a bar and they instituted a policy that messed up orders had to be thrown out. No exceptions. To let the staff eat the messed up order was rewarding bad behavior. Insane. We didn't even get free meals. Just a 50% discount on one meal a day. Agreed. It's really despicable, to be honest, when you consider the amount of food waste that goes on. I've worked every FOH position in a HCOL area. Some of these spots being pretty famous. Along with being a food runner, expo, busser, and done minor prep. No serious cooking ever. And the one thing I will say, there is a sort of gentleman's agreement where once you get the respect of the back of house, they typically hook you up with food. But I've lost count of the amount of times I've had to hide the extra food I've been given by the head chef, or wait to eat it till close, or whatever insanity because management is terrible. Just reinforces this point. I mean, these are restaurants that will remake your food without blinking because you ordered it wrong. And yet many of them do not have shift meals. Or at best you get 50% off something that still ends up costing way more than just cooking at home. Praxis. If someone does this to you, tell them you have a problem with the service and need to speak to the manager. Both restaurants I worked at were mostly dogshit for a couple of different reasons. But at least they gave us a free meal per shift worked. Like, I'm not applauding any employer for doing the bare fucking minimum. But I am saying that if a kitchen you work at isn't even giving you a shift meal, you're working for some extra greedy motherfuckers. Can you bring Taco Bell and eat it in the dining room in front of the paying customers? Talk about adding insult to injury. The sheer audacity of cutting one shift shorts on its own. A meal won't even cut it. I once worked at Teehee Broadmoor Resort in Colorado. 3-star Michelin for the last 100 years. 7 kitchens and 9 restaurants plus room service and conferences. Incredible cooking staff. Front of house told us that eating during shift out of our own kitchens was theft and we would be fired. Executive chef told us that it was not just our right but our duty to eat what we were making to ensure the quality of the food and that management could talk to him about it. Any real restaurant feeds its staff front and back. I always let employees eat even if they just stopped by. I recorded everything they had. And the rule was basically if counts came up right. Mostly. Sometimes shit happens. And the cost didn't get high enough for me to get yelled at by owners. Anything goes. Of course, the latter requirement largely meant steak and fish fillets, and such were a no-go unless you did something special, like covering shifts or something, since those were a separate write-off. This has been the case of almost everywhere I've worked. I imagine corporate is different, but I thought this was pretty standard. I worked at one corporate fast food restaurant that had a policy of throwing away fried foods after 12 minutes, but no one could eat anything or they would be fired for stealing. 25% discount and you could eat. Then I worked at another place that is also a very well-known corporate restaurant that said if you bring a backpack to work then they are required to search it daily to make sure you're not stealing food. Am I allowed to say the names or can they sue you? I see a lot of people saying, rhymes with. Well, they pay to feed the dumpsters every night, so. Let's start by making intentional food destruction, waste, and artificial scarcity illegal and work from there. I'm a professional artist, so I've worked in my fair number of kitchens over the years. Best ones were mid-sized non-chain with trained chefs and the like. I mean for how kitchen staff was treated. I did prep and dishes. So, nothing too bad. Upside? Suze was trying to get into my pants. Gave up when he realized I was straight. On the bright side, he made me a pepper steak that would definitely have gotten him somewhere had I swung that way. Food was great in general. We all had mandated breaks and the chef about to go off would cook the staff lunch before they went off. Breaks were staggered so they happened when it was dead. And all hands during a rush. Connect with the workers at every chain and find out which ones are like this. Then go to the Google review of each one in your area and 1-star them. Citing this policy, individual store managers will freak out. Call district. More 1-star reviews. More. District calls regional. CEO is called. Next thing you know, the CEO will make some big public effort to look like the cool guy and this will be policy. A meal for every shift. Big applause and press release. They really do freak out over that Google review. And as workers, we're worthless. As customers, we're the bottom line. Weaponize that idle time and spread the good word. Feeding your staff helps curb theft. Yeah, my last job gave too much of a fuck, even had a manager walking around upset someone ate too much brownies. As the dishwasher, I noted what people enjoyed the most and saved it for them along with a massive bag of chicken. It all was going to waste anyways.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.